thank you, Jason David Frank.
And Mr. Saban.
And thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when we upload new content.
That's Tom.
And that's Chris. Deca, what do we got on deck for today?
In celebration of Cleveland Comic Con, let's review Ranger actors you have already talked to, and ones you hope to meet in the future.
A trip down memory lane. Sounds good. So stay tuned.
It's PRNT time.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to watch PRNT!
Welcome, Rangers.
This episode of
PRNT,
your source for all things
Power Rangers.
As we heard in the opening, in celebration of us being at Cleveland Comic Con this week, we're going to do something different we don't normally do.
That's right. We are going to talk about past interviews we've had with Rangers.
Check the card.
Yes, check the card. But the main focus on this episode will be Rangers we hope to meet and interview.
Right, our top 5 lists. Yes. Before we get started, though, we are going to review those we have already interviewed. So if you're watching this for the first time and you haven't checked out our Ranger interview playlist, you know who we've talked to.
That's right. So, back and forth?
Back and forth.
Let's do this.
Okay.
We would like to thank Andrew Gray.
Also, Justin Nimio.
Serena Vincent.
Karen Ashley.
Jason David Frank. I love you, JDF.
Dan Ewing.
Steve Cardenas.
Mike Jin.
Milo Cawthorn.
Emma Lahana.
Jeff Perazzo.
Ari Boyland.
Catherine Sutherland.
Kevin Dehaney.
Nakia Baris.
Blake Foster.
Jason Narvi.
Michael Copan.
Paul Schreier.
Christopher Kyman Lee.
Roger Velasco.
And Walter Jones. Again, if you have not seen any of those interviews we have done with those Ranger actors, be sure to check out the playlist. Very cool stuff. Alright, so, our top 5 lists. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can start.
Alright, so, we're going to start with our number 5s.
Okay.
Obviously, we would love to meet all Rangers actors. That'd be an awesome dream come true.
Yes.
But we did our best to narrow it down. So my number 5 would be Selwyn Ward. I would love to meet TJ, the first Black Power Ranger leader, the first leader Black Ranger, and he's just so cool.
Yeah.
He's such a cool character that I would just love to meet the actor. Mm-hmm. So that's why I chose Selwyn Ward.
Right. My number 5 is somebody by the name of Matt Austin. You would better know him as Bridge from SPD. Why do I want to meet Bridge from SPD? Because I cosplay as him. Yes, I cosplay as his cadet self. Okay, so I do have the cadet uniform, and it is in green and stuff. So I would like to meet him, and we can talk about buttery things. So
would you be wearing that cosplay this weekend?
I will be, yes.
All right,
yes,
so
yes.
Keep your eyes open for Tom and his cosplay, and me wearing my Bro Trip shirt.
That's right. Yes.
So moving on to our number 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've met him before I started PRNT with you, Tom.
I know.
But Jason,
there was a before time, yes.
Jason Font.
Yes.
He is just a real cool guy. I would love for us to get an interview with him.
Who did he play?
Wes from Time Force.
There you go.
And the other guy who looked just like Wes.
Who was?
I can't remember his name.
Alex,
yes. He had black hair instead of brown. Yes. But he's an awesome person. Like I said, I've met him before. But I would love to get an official PRNT interview with him.
Right. Good choice. My number 4 is not a Power Ranger.
Oh.
What?
Yes.
My number 4 is a guy by the name of Lathan Gaines. And you better know him as Anton Mercer / Mezagog.
Wow, yeah. That would be a cool interview.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite villain. I mean, he was creepy. He was scary. You know, he was a great villain. And I would just love to talk to him and pick his brain about being Mezagog. Yeah, that would be a great.
Now, this isn't a villains episode, but I just would like to say what made him a great villain was more like he was a villain of the mind. He wasn't a villain of like beat everyone up all the time. So like that's really cool. I would love to meet him as well. Number 3, I've thrown a female into here. She is beautiful. Yes. She was fun to watch on the show, and she was the first female Blue Ranger. Mm-hmm. I'm talking Sally Martin.
Right. Yep.
I would love to meet her. Yep. When I saw, as a kid that she was a Blue Ranger and she was a girl, I was like, whoa! we had never seen that on Power Rangers before. Yep. And she played a Blue Ranger beautifully. Yes. So, repping the blue power, I would love to meet Sally.
My number 3 is also a female.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am going with Michelle Langstone. Ooh, yeah. She was in 2 seasons. We talked a lot about her on the show. She, of course, played Kat from SPD and Master Gwen from Jungle Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be cool to meet.
She would be a good one. Yes. You should have seen me when I met Emma Lahana. It would be very similar.
And you can check the card.
Yes, it would be very similar to that. The heart racing. I actually had to get water because my throat was dry after meeting Emma Lahana, and I think the same would be true for Ms. Langstone. Yeah, so that would be awesome. Yeah, our buddy Josh, kids, that is the future Mrs. Wentworth. Yes. So, not if I get to her first, Josh. Sorry, just saying. Okay, number 2s.
Yes, my number 2 Ranger that I really would love to meet is John Loudermilk. He, of course, played Noah on Megaforce / Super Megaforce. Again, Blue Rangers. Love my Blue Rangers. Blue Crew. He was a lot like Ethan and Billy on the show, where they were the nerdy Blue Rangers. Yeah. And I really would like to meet him.
Yeah. My number 2 is from a few different seasons. Johnny Young Bosch. Yes, okay. Black Mighty Morphin, Green Zeo, Green Turbo. Yeah, so I've always liked Adam as a character, and of course it was portrayed by Johnny Young Bosch, and it was a great character. And I really like to just pick Johnny's brain about what went into the making of the character Adam.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, it would just be really, really awesome to meet Johnny and talk about that.
I'm really excited to hear your number 1 now, because I was expecting Johnny to be your number 1.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I guess with that, we are moving on to our number 1s.
We are, yes.
And mine, hopefully it comes as no surprise, David Yost. Oh, David Yost! I want to meet him so bad. The OG Blue Ranger, Billy. There's not much more I could say. Jason David Frank was like the number 1 guy to meet if you're any Ranger fan.
Right.
But David Yost, he could almost have defeated Jason David Frank for my number 1 slot. He is now in my number 1.
Yeah, and of course David does do a lot of cons and stuff. So the opportunity is out there. Yes.
So, but my number 1 was obvious, Tom. Yeah. Your number 1's going to surprise me, I'm sure.
My number 1 should be obvious.
Oh.
Maybe not as obvious as yours, but I am going with David DeLauder.
Okay.
Yes. He, of course, played RJ. Ever since watching Jungle Fury, it's been my favorite series. since then. And you know, again, I would just like to talk about the character development, talk about how he made RJ. You know, he's my favorite mentor, and you know, just to pick David's brain about that would just be something very, very awesome and very, very cool. Yeah.
So those are our top picks of Rangers we would like to meet.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any Rangers that you would like us to maybe go out of our way and try to meet, please use the hashtag #MyRangerActor.
Right. And once you come up with your list, what are you going to do with it? You're either A, going to leave a comment on this video, or B, you're going to message us on any of our social media. And of course, use that hashtag, which was
#MyRangerActor.
#MyRangerActor. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when we upload new content. And remember, as we sign off, our hope is that the power will always protect you.
Let's power down.
Hey Rangers, thanks for checking out this episode.
If you want to see more, be sure to click the link to the left to see our most popular video.
Check out the link on the right to see our most recent upload.
And aim for that button in the center to subscribe if you haven't already.
And if you still want more, be sure to check out our social media pages where we post all sorts of things to be your source for all things Power Rangers.